very sneaky of them. Let's begin. Now, of course, if anything, Ulez has been a bit of a pain in the bum, actually a massive pain in the bum, since it first launched, along with its expansion, of course, adding to all the frustrations of drivers, along with, of course, all the fines that Transport for London and Sadiq Khan, whoever else, makes from it. And it seems a scheme to help to auto-pay has actually turned out to be something a little bit more sinister. And that's because, according to this article, someone has written into them and says that in September 2023, I received a fixed penalty charge as a result of driving the then unknown to me Ulez area. And at the time, he says, I was advised by Transport for London, the TfL, to set up an auto-pay to prevent it from happening again, which I did. Despite not having driven in the zone since, I discovered that in December that £700 had been taken from my bank account by TfL. What is why is that then? I mean, did he actually go to another area or something like that? Well, apparently not. He says that it emerged that it wasn't actually my car that had triggered the charges. My car is a Mercedes, and the car that the system had mistaken for mine was an Audi with a similar plate. I have since been told that the problem relates to the position of the screw on the Audi's registration plate. Despite my best efforts, I am no nearer to being reunited with my £700. I think you should warn others that the system is not foolproof. Well, to be honest with you, that is a massive worry, isn't it? I mean, surely you'd think, in this day and age, 2024, with, let's face it, security cameras everywhere, along with, of course, ANPR cameras, you'd like to think, especially if they set up some sort of scheme, that any ANPR cameras would have been upgraded to make sure they at least actually pick up the right number plate. And yes, admittedly, he does say it's a screw in the other Audi was causing the problem. However, that's just no excuse, is it? Especially if, let's face it, the Audi was a different colour. Surely it's time that ANPR cameras not only picked up the registration plate of the vehicle, but also checked it against the visual image captured by the camera. And of course, don't get me wrong, I know if a human done that, it would take them ages. But let's face it, we're hearing a lot about AI, aren't we? And all sort of crap like that. So surely cameras could at least have a program that could do that. And therefore, you'd like to think that something like that, if implemented, would stop all this crap from happening. And at the end of the day, when he spoke to a TfL member of staff and they actually realised the problem, they should have surely refunded him the £700 taken there and then. They shouldn't have took it in the first place without being sure that it was actually his car, surely. And obviously, this goes to say that if he wasn't signed up to the scheme, then it wouldn't have been as easy for them to take out the money, would it? Because they presumably wouldn't be able to access his bank account, and it had just been sent him a letter through the post, to which he could have challenged before any money come out of his account. And it is quite a worrying thing, isn't it? If TfL does things first and hopes people don't ask questions later, which unfortunately indeed in this case appears to have happened, doesn't it? Just makes me wonder just how many times something like this would have happened, or may actually happen in the future. I mean, let's face it, they presumably aren't going to upgrade all their cameras just because they've made a mistake and only one person's come forward. And obviously they're saying that Ulez prevents half the fumes or whatever it is, but when 2035 comes around and they all expect us to be driving EVs by then, well, obviously that time we'll be smacked on the bottom presumably and been told you can't buy any new petrol and diesel cars, so what is the point of Ulez? I mean, what are they going to replace it with? No doubt, of course, it's going to be Sadiq Khan's brainchild penny by mile system, which he is rumoured to be considering. Although, admittedly, that is 11 years away, and let's face it, it's going to not only probably bring in lots more money for TfL, but also any other councils that roll it out, which, let's face it, I'm guessing is going to probably grow quite a lot by 2035, and I just hope that if they do bring in similar schemes where Ulez daily payments or whatever are taken out daily, fines or payments rather related to other vehicles will not actually be taken out of your account. And it just makes me wonder just how many more times this would happen if the poor bloke didn't actually notice it much sooner. And, you know, there's just no excuse for it in my opinion. Now, what do you reckon? Let me know in the comments if something like this has ever happened to you, because the more things that we find out about Ulez or any crap like that, the more sooner, hopefully, we can get them turned over. Oh, let's face it, if and when Keir Starmer eventually ends up in number 10, which hopefully he won't, but more than likely will do, he might do a belly dancer move or whatever, with all the U-turns he has probably done in the past, eh? Either way, until then, of course, Sadiq Khan's Ulez is unfortunately all going to be giving us a massive stamp on the man sausage until then. Well, it appears anyway, eh?